If you're just waking up, we are still taking a live look at 183 northbound through Jollyville. There's been all kinds of issues there this morning, and because of a separate crash, different from the one from earlier, they're moving everyone over to that frontage road. So really seeing some delays and kind of feeling that on the other side of the highway as well. So take a look at this little sandwich here. Delays on both sides of 183 coming and going from Cedar Park today. Mopac right now, they're about to clear this crash out at Anderson northbound, just impacting Mopac Service Road. So overall, Mopac's looking pretty good, but we do have, a couple other things popping up across the map, including this incident in Montopolis that is also only impacting 183 Service Road travel. But goodness gracious, Casey, it has just been, one of those Fridays, I guess.
One of those Fridays, yeah. At least we're heading into the weekend, right? And as we do so, we are drying things out. We're saying goodbye to the needed showers, the storms that we've had over the past few days, and back into kind of the swing of things with our more typical summertime weather pattern. Hot this weekend, mainly dry, 99 degrees for tomorrow, and then we're hazy with Saharan dust moving in as we head into next week.
All right, everybody, have a great weekend. If you want, you can join us on KVUE Plus coming up in just a few minutes. Have a great weekend.
Continue with us and watch free now on the KVUE Plus app everywhere you stream.
All righty, here we are again. Daybreak Plus is on. We are live on KVUE Plus, streaming, of course, for free right on your television. I'm Brian May.
You couldn't get rid of us if you tried. I'm Hannah Rucker, and this is Casey, who is joining us. Happy Friday. How we feeling, y'all?
Feeling good. The weekend is here.
Yep.
The heat is
I
on.
know, the heat is on.
Saharan dust is coming.
The dust that doesn't bring pretty sunsets, Casey says.
Yeah,
She doesn't think they do.
Well, I feel like a lot of people have kind of gotten this idea in their mind that it brings vibrant sunsets and sunrises. And it's really just it's kind of monochromatic when we get the haze. I like the sunsets that are like the nice, like pinks, the blues, the purples, like the colorful ones. But some people, I guess, they like the bright orange, hazy ones. I guess it's just preference. Temperatures out the door, low to middle 70s as we start now this Friday morning. Yes, getting into the weekend. Your radar currently dry, and we've got what's going to be a much drier pattern ahead. It has been so nice to see some of that needed rain since Tuesday. We've had showers and storms pop up, the coverage decent along and east of I-35, but we kind of shut off that hose of moisture as we head into today and for the next several days. So it's going to be a dry one for your Friday. I wouldn't rule out maybe a stray shower. The good majority of us, they're just going to be looking at a mostly sunny sky. Temperatures will be pretty warm today as we climb back to around 98 degrees for our high. That's going to be what we'll top off at today with just that 10% chance to see a stray shower. Winds will be at the south-southeast around 5 to 10 miles per hour, so we're still kind of drudging in enough humidity to lead to those heat index values that'll be pushing into the triple digits for many. So the drying trend begins today. Drier but also hotter as we head into the weekend. In fact, I think by next week as we kick off the month of July, we're talking about the possibility of seeing some triple digit highs. This is not just going to be a dry and hot weather pattern, but a hazy one too. Yes, Saharan dust, that'll be moving in as we head into late Sunday and into next week. I'll be breaking down how that'll be impacting our weather and also show you which day will likely feature the highest concentration of Saharan dust. It's all coming up along with your full 7-day forecast. But right now, we've got to check in on that morning commute with Hannah.
Oh, let's do that with this special little commute we've got going on here. I mean, I'm talking like 6 different crashes. This is just a mess here. Okay, so here's a live look out at Jollyville, and we are now seeing delays once again kind of on both sides of the highway. The main issue is northbound here. Here's a look at Oak Knoll. On top of all the construction closures they've been doing, it's just getting really tough to get there. It kind of resembles what's been going on I-35 at Palmer. I mean, there's just something every day now with all of this. And then look at this map lighting up for us. So once again, kind of feeling that really whether you're coming or going from Cedar Park. If you can, maybe hop over to Lewis Henna, once again, Mopac or I-35. That frontage road, as you can see, it was kind of squeezing by in that picture. And then on top of that, we still have that incident northbound at Anderson at Mopac. I also noticed it looks like we have a spillage issue that is developing here. So let's go ahead and zoom in. Not too far from where 183 meets with 290 in East Austin here, and that is on Glen Hill Road at Berkman Drive. So developing spillage incident there. And then you can kind of see these delays through Mentopolis, maybe exiting out from the airport. If you do have an early morning flight, though, here's the airport for you. So looking pretty good as far as travel on the roadways is concerned. I cannot attest to the inside right now, but also seeing some of those typical delays approaching the South Austin terminal. So kind of a little cocktail of everything going on this morning.
It's never good to have a spillage incident. That goes for traffic and the breakfast table, right, Hannah?
This is true. This is true.
You don't want a spillage incident. All right, Hannah, we'll check in with you in just a few minutes from now. Austin ISD leaders finally have a turnaround plan for 3 of their middle schools, Burnett, Webb, and Dobie. All 3 middle schools received failing grades from the Texas Education Agency over the last several years. KVUE's Malia Masamoto joins us here in the studio live this morning. Malia, this has been a big topic for parents and a lot of community members for those 3 schools.
Yeah, Brian, it's something they've been talking about for a while now. And when these schools found out that they received failing grades, they did have a few options, including a state takeover or closing the schools and merging with others. But many parents have been really vocal about not wanting those options to happen. So instead, the district announced last night at their board meeting that they'll be doing a district managed restart plan. That means all 3 of the campuses will remain open, but with some changes. So the Accelerating Campus Excellence, or ACE model, will cost them about $1.7 million per campus. This plan sets goals for each campus to fix their failing ratings through more learning time and high quality curriculum. But if their reading and math scores don't improve by mid-2026, the district could work with outside partners like a charter school to help them out. Now, the plan will also add more staff, but one teacher at Webb Middle School is frustrated that many of the teachers have already left.
Before the plans for the future had been agreed upon we had to change where we were going to go for next year. Now we need to find staffing for our schools that have been ripped apart out of shame, and nobody would want that.
Well, all current staff were required to reapply for their jobs at the middle schools, but they did have to meet certain criteria in the ACE model to get asked back. According to data from AISD, only 61% of teachers at Burnett were invited to return, 47% of web teachers, and just 16% of Dobie teachers. The district has until Monday to submit these turnaround plans for all 3 schools, and then the TEA is expected to respond to that plan by July 18th. In the studio, Malia Masmoto, KVUE News.
All right, Malia, we'll be watching to see what is said there. Thanks for being with us here in the studio this morning. Austin ISD leaders also voted to adopt the 25-26 budget, the general fund budget, about $1.6 billion for the upcoming school year. The plan includes staffing cuts to central office, saving the district more than $9 million. The budget also includes pay incentives for teachers with at least 3 years of experience. The district's property tax rate now will decrease about 2.5 cents per $100 of assessed value. A Bastrop couple wants answers from FedEx. They say a FedEx truck driver ran over and killed their dog. Natasha Jackinet says it happened June the 6th in the neighborhood there on Flathead Street. A neighbor's surveillance camera actually captured part of the incident that showed their dog Coco running down the road. This is it, with the FedEx truck close behind, moments before that truck ran over the dog. Jackinet says she's contacted FedEx but hasn't heard anything back yet. She also says she talked to the driver on Wednesday but left with no answers.
Oh, my heart dropped. I just started crying because I was really hurt. He was like, "I'm sorry, it was me." And I was like, okay, well, how can I go about it? Like, do I have a number I can call? And he just left.
Now, we reached out to FedEx to see if they're looking into the incident. We have not heard back either. Today's a big day for the United States Supreme Court. Justices will release 6 final opinions on some of the highest profile cases of the year. This includes a ruling on President Trump's plan to earn birthright citizenship in the U.S. We also expect the justices to rule on LGBTQ books in schools and the Texas law requiring age verification to access pornography sites. Next month, Texas lawmakers return to the Texas State Capitol, a 30-day special session to try and reach legislation on regulating THC in Texas. That's the chemical compound in marijuana that makes you high. Governor Greg Abbott vetoed Senate Bill 3 last weekend. It would have banned all THC products in the state. In the veto, the governor cited potential legal challenges, pointing to a similar law in Arkansas that had already been blocked. This week, an appeals court ruled, though, the Arkansas law does not conflict with federal law. This week, the governor still expressed worry that Texas' bill could have continued to be tied up in the courts.
Happen because we have a product that is been determined it's legally federally, and because it gets pushed down to the states to determine that regulatory and compliance framework, this product needs to be able to be not sold to minors, not be attractive to minors. It needs to be grown, packaged, and marketed all in a regulatory and compliance framework.
Governor Abbott wants lawmakers to regulate THC products, but the lieutenant governor is insisting that those products should be banned. The special session begins July 21st. Every parent wants their baby to sleep safely, but some popular products could put infants in danger. Experts say now's the time for parents to be alert as federal safety agencies face unprecedented changes and major staffing and budget cuts. Consumer Reports reveals an important warning about risky products still being sold. From dropped side cribs to crib bumper pads to deadly incline sleepers, baby sleep products have a long history of recalls by the Consumer Product Safety Commission.
Parents count on the CPSC to set safety standards, get dangerous products like incline sleepers and padded crib bumpers off the market, and hold companies accountable for wrongdoing.
But with recent proposals to eliminate the agency, there's concern that important safety issues will slip through the cracks. Most recently, Consumer Reports found that popular Halo Bassinet Flex Portable Bassinet, which uses a cantilevered structure, tends to tilt to one side instead of laying flat. In online reviews and incident reports, numerous parents have warned that when you place a baby inside the bassinet, the surface tilts, sloping toward the unsupported side. Consumer Reports safety test confirmed what parents are seeing. When a weight is placed inside, a sleep surface is not flat.
A bassinet that tilts can be dangerous if a baby rolls into a corner or ends up face down.
The Halo Bassinest Flex Portable Bassinet has yet to be recalled.
If the CPSC is eliminated and product safety standards aren't enforced, consumers will be left to navigate a more dangerous marketplace with less oversight.
The American Academy of Pediatrics Safe Sleep Guidelines are clear. The safest sleep setup for infants is placing a baby alone on a flat, firm surface with no pillows, blankets, bumpers, or inclined positioning. Top-rated bassinets in Consumer Reports tests include MaxiCost Eora Bedside Bassinet and Chico Lulago Anywhere Bassinet. Consumer Reports testers evaluate bassinets for safety, convenience, and ease of assembly. Cribs that performed well in Consumer Reports tests include the namesake Abigail 3-in-1 convertible metal crib and Pottery Barn Kids Kindle convertible crib. Consumer Reports experts rigorously test cribs in the labs for safety and construction. Now, to find out whether a baby product has been recalled, you can visit this website, cpsc.gov/recalls. There you can see the full list of Consumer Reports crib and bassinet ratings on the Consumer Reports website.
And happening now, safety concerns are growing after another glass panel fell from a downtown Austin high-rise. It happened Wednesday at the ATX Tower on West 6th Street. That's actually the third time in 4 months glass has fallen from the same building. Austin firefighters responded to 2 similar calls, March 15th, then again on March 22nd. And, you know, people who live nearby say they're certainly thinking twice about walking underneath the tower now.
Definitely sketchy because, I mean, you saw me walk up. I walk down that sidewalk all the time, so I don't know how far glass can fall off it, but would not be good if it fell on me. I'd definitely be dead, so.
Ryan Companies is the contractor for the building. A spokesperson sent a statement to KVUE writing no one was hurt. Their team cleaned the area, and the company plans to install a covered walkway over the sidewalk outside the building while they investigate what is causing it to fall. Williamson County is going to spend more than $1 million on new voting equipment. Voters will soon have to mark ballots with a pen. In March, President Donald Trump issued an executive order. It said for the sake of election integrity, voting equipment should not use ballots that include a barcode or quick response code. Many counties in Texas and 18 other states use those type of ballots. Earlier this week, the Williamson County Commissioners approved a contract for the ballot on demand system with a company called Election Systems and Software to make the change as soon as possible.
So we're trying to get ahead of any supply chain issues, so that's why we're moving very quickly. ES&S has guaranteed us about a 70-day delivery date, so we are trying to implement this for the November election. That way that we can work out any, kinks in the system before 2026, where we're back-to-back in elections. So.
Williamson County officials say they received guidance from the Secretary of State on the switch to ballot on demand and that other Texas counties are already using it. The Williamson County Elections Administrator says her team is working to make this transition as seamless as possible for voters. June is Pride Month. It celebrates the LGBTQIA+ community, and the city of Taylor is celebrating the community this weekend. Tomorrow is the city's Pride Music and Arts Festival. It's happening at Heritage Square Park. The free celebration runs from 4 to 10 p.m. It features live performances, local art, food trucks, and fun for all ages. Austin's Pride Picnic is also happening tomorrow. It'll be at Peace Park from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. You're encouraged to bring friends and even pets to the event. There will be food and drinks available. 30 LGBTQ+ owned businesses are participating. KVUE is partnering with Honor Flight Austin, recognizing Central Texas veterans with special trips to Washington, D.C. to honor their service. KVUE's Bob Buckaloo introduces us to a Vietnam War veteran who says that his honor flight journey changed his life.
We're in the living room of Vietnam War veteran Phil David, and Phil has a story to tell us about war and forgiveness.
I was born and raised in a project in Boston, Massachusetts, in a housing development. I was 17 years old when I enlisted in the Marine Corps. After being in Nam for a month, I was made a squad leader of 60 mortars. I had to grow up fast. Some days were just plain out bad. You didn't have incoming rounds being fired on you. It rained, you were stuck in rice paddies. I turned 18 years old and I'm over here killing folks. And what was one of the 10 commandments? Thou shalt not kill. It took me a long time to accept what I had done.
Phil's journey to acceptance, to making peace with himself about all he had seen and done in Vietnam, began a few years ago with an honor flight visit to Washington, D.C. He was among a group of Central Texas veterans who visited America's war monuments and memorials. Like many war veterans, Phil was experiencing severe PTSD, but a chance encounter at the Vietnam War Memorial changed his life.
When I went to the wall, and I'm glad I had this other vet, World War II, Charles Brown. I remember he had his son with him. And as I approached the wall, I put my hand up on it. And his son came over. He put his arm around me and we said a prayer. I'll never forget that.
Phil David, would you come up, please? Phil.
Recently, Phil got a surprise. He was named Honor Flight Austin's Vietnam War Ambassador. His mission is to get all veterans from World War II, the Korean War, the Cold War, and the war in Vietnam who served in the military in May 1975 or any time before that date to join Honor Flight on future trips to our nation's capital.
Thank you so much. Going on that honor flight, they allowed me to open up my heart, open up my mind, just say, hey, Phil, you are somebody and we do care. And that's what our on flight is. I'm around there somewhere with a red hat, I think.
Of course, Phil's life story is still being written. His health is good, and he says the nightmares aren't as bad as before. A personal victory for him, and a testament to the healing power that may come from simply taking a journey with Honor Flight. Bob Buckaloo, KVUE News.
Another wonderful story from Bob, and we will continue to share these stories throughout the year. If you want to support Honor Flight, you can scan the QR code on your screen now to donate, and to see more of our coverage, you can go to KVUE.com/honorflight. And heads up, the Hamilton Pool Preserve will remain closed to swimmers this weekend. According to the Travis County Parks and Department website, we got some of that recent rain and high bacteria levels are in the water, which tends to sometimes happen in the summer. It isn't safe to swim there right now. The earliest swimming might be allowed Thursday, July 3rd. They also say when it opens, only a limited portion of the pool will be available because of falling rocks. Hiking in the area is still open. And here's a wonderful event going on this weekend. Several Central Texas animal shelters are joining forces this weekend to help ease overcrowding, and you can help make a difference. If you've been thinking about it, this is perfect. So through Sunday, you can name your price to adopt a furry friend. The Austin Animal Center, Austin Pets Alive, the Austin Humane Society, Pflugerville Animal Shelter, and the Williamson County Regional Animal Shelter all participating. It is a wonderful chance to give a pet a loving home and help clear the way for more animals in need. And another good point, of course, is going to be July 4th. A lot of animals get very scared, so it's just good to help clear them out and take them on home. And with that, thank you so much for joining us again on KVUE Plus. We're going to do a quick cut-in, and then we'll be right back in just a couple of minutes right here. It is finally Friday here in Austin, Texas. We have made it to the end of the work week, and I'm going to give it to you straight. It's been a little bit of a doozy this morning for our commute. Let's take another live look out at Jollyville. If you're waking up and heading out towards the Cedar Park area, we've had 2 separate crashes for the stretch on 183 on top of these closures that we've been dealing with because of this 183 mobility project. So kind of a molasses speed in the northbound lanes, and we've been seeing some delays on the other side as well. So kind of this sandwich of delays going on, coming and going from Jollyville today. So it's just been a little bit rough out there. On top of that, a couple other crashes popping up across the map. Still seeing some slowdowns along Anderson there, the service road of Mopac. Overall, though, Mopac's looking pretty good right now if you do need to slip out the door. We also have an incident if you're just waking up, 2 lanes blocked because of an incident on 183 at Loyola Lane. The good news is that is only impacting the service roads. It is Friday, though, and we are heading into the weekend. Casey, what do we have on tap for us?
Drier weather. It's been nice to see the rain for the past few days, but beginning today, a drier, hotter weather pattern takes hold. Temperatures out the door, though, pretty seasonable for this time of year. We're heading into the last weekend of June. Can you believe it? Middle 70s out the door, where, yes, we are currently dry. Not going to see much in the way of rain today. We've got a drier weather pattern that will continue not just through today, but through the weekend and even into next week as we head into the month of July. Today, main kind of weather story is just going to be the heat. 98 degrees for a high. It's going to be a toasty one. Those high temperatures still running around 4 degrees above average with a chance for a stray shower mainly for the coastal plains. The vast majority of us will be completely dry today. Mostly sunny. There is that high of 98 degrees. 70 forecast the weekend ahead featuring a stray shower for Saturday. Hazy by Sunday as we start to see our next plume of Saharan dust move in. That'll linger through Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, leading to hot and hazy conditions.
All righty, Roo. Welcome back to Daybreak Plus. Thanks for joining us here on KVUE Plus, streaming, of course, for free right there on your television. I am Brian Mays.
And I'm Malia Masumoto, and I'm very excited it's Friday.
Me too. And you got some time off coming, so this is a great Friday for you.
Best Friday ever, honestly. This is very fun.
That's a good thing. I like it.
I'm in a good mood now. Well, it's been a week of sweltering hot temperatures outside for actually a lot of the country here. Fortunately, it's been pretty reasonable in Austin for Texas standards. It's been okay.
Yeah, reasonably speaking. The heat, though, can be dangerous. We all know that for your health. Ginger Z explains the impact of global warming on extreme heat waves and how you can stay safe out there.
This summer's forecast looks hotter than average for almost the entire nation. And we certainly had a head start after the first major heat wave of the year. As our globe warms, heat waves are becoming more common, doubling in major U.S. cities since the 1980s. That, according to the federal government's 5th National Climate Assessment. But what do humans have to do with it? Climate experts say that human-produced greenhouse gases and our land use are driving up global temperatures, making the risk for extreme heat higher. So we will likely see more and more of those really hot days and nights. ABC medical correspondent Dr. Darian Sutton says that increasing heat is dangerous for our health.
As climate change occurs and temperatures become warmer each and every summer, we see more and more patients coming into the emergency room.
Some people, like the elderly or very young children, may be at risk of ending up in the hospital with either heat exhaustion or heat stroke.
The most recent estimates in 2023 show that more than 119,000 emergency visits were associated with the heat-related emergencies. So it is certainly true that heat is becoming more and more of a problem and affecting more people each and every day. Heat exhaustion is when your body's thermostat begins to have difficulty controlling its temperature. That's notable by profuse sweating, sometimes nausea, sometimes a really fast heart rate. Heat stroke is when your body's ability to keep itself cool has failed, and this is a medical emergency. This can exhibit sometimes a confusion, sometimes loss of consciousness. In some cases, you stop sweating as your body's ability to sweat goes away.
Keep yourself safe by knowing the forecast, reduce your exposure, especially during the hottest periods of the day, most often 2 to 5 p.m., and find yourself some air conditioning.
That can include malls, libraries, senior centers. You want to make sure you know where these places are, and you want to make sure to have a plan before that heat starts.
Overnight lows are warming nearly twice as fast as afternoon highs, so the lack of relief in the overnight is another huge problem for human health, especially if you don't have AC. With this Climate Minute, I'm Ginger Z.
Oh, well, it's been hot here in Texas already. I feel it. It feels early for the summer to me.
You just wait till we get to about July 29th, and you're going to say, what in the heck is this?
I don't know how I've made it through summers here. I always think it's crazy. But Casey, is this week going to be bad, or are we going to be okay?
I mean, I will say July 29th. That's a very specific date, Brian.
That's the date. Get ready, Casey. Mark it down.
We've got a long-range forecaster over here. As we head into the next weekend, it's going to be getting hotter, though, as we head into the month of July. We've enjoyed what has actually been some pretty seasonable temperatures, thanks to some of the rain that we've had for the past few days. Today, off to a seasonable start. Our average low for this time of year is 74 degrees, so we're right about that. Temperatures in the low to middle 70s. This is typical for late June. What we're going to not see, though, as much of beginning today is the rain. We're heading into a quieter weather pattern. Of course, dry to start. Your Friday is going to be a dry day other than a stray shower possible across the coastal plains. The moisture that's been funneled in from the southeast that's been bringing us a chance for some showers and storms over the past few days, that's going to kind of start to cut off. So that's going to lead us into a drier forecast for this weekend. Today, the main story is just going to be this warm temperatures. Yesterday, Camp Mabry hit a high actually of 98 degrees. We managed to do that before some showers rolled in. Today, we'll be right back up there at 98 degrees with a chance, 10% chance for a stray shower east of I-35. So it's going to be hot, it's going to be humid today, and eventually what we're going to see is the return of some haze. This weekend looking toasty. In fact, as we enter next week, we're talking about still the possibility of seeing some triple-digit high temperatures, and Saharan dust will also be factored into the equation. We're going to be looking at our next plume moving in beginning Sunday. I'll show you how long that sticks around and which day in particular I think is going to be featuring the thickest of the Saharan dust coming up in just a bit.
Well, if the heat doesn't scare you off, the traffic might. Just kidding. But really, it's been one of those mornings. Goodness gracious. Every time I look over, we've got something else going on. And we're still just not moving very fast on 183. So I've just been kind of babysitting this stretch all morning because there's just been kind of a slew of issues here. So we're back at a standstill again in the northbound lanes on 183. Still seeing some of those delays in the southbound lanes as well. So once again, just coming and going from Cedar Park and Lakeline Mall today, you might be running into some of those delays along 183. And I hate to say it, but I feel like that's kind of the new normal now with that project going on. And that's the one caveat with expanding and working on these highways is some of those closures. So they're about to clear out the incident at Anderson. So that's good. Let's take another wide look at the map here because we do have some new crashes that have entered the chat. If you are just waking up, once again, it looks like, I want to say they cleared out that spillage issue. It looks like they did. So that's good. This is new, though, in the Pflugerville area. Let's go ahead and get this looked at here, and this is at Wells Branch Parkway at Dessaw. Kind of that little trouble spot there. Doesn't seem to be impacting I-35 travel or anything like that, but let's zoom in. Looks like it's mainly impacting the westbound lane. So take a look at that. And then let's head back down to Mentopolis. Still seeing some minor delays on the frontage road. And once again, not impacting main lane travel, but it is impacting off Loyola, and 2 lanes are still blocked because of that. But at least the airport's looking good if you do have an early morning flight. Let's see, Malia, you're heading out later, aren't you? Heading back to California.
Everybody's living vicariously through Malia today because we're all jealous. You're going to leave these 90s behind, which is going to be
so excited.
It's going to be beautiful. You know what you might need to take, though?
What?
Take your shades with you, because today is National Sunglasses Day.
I didn't even know that was the day. There's a day for everything. I love
is.
that. But they say when it comes to buying sunglasses, there's really not a big difference between pricey pairs or just something super cheap.
Been saying it for years, Malia.
Yeah. Well, they say what matters is the UV protection, actually. They say you should have 100% UV protection, sometimes known as UV 400, actually. Doctors recommend picking sunglasses with larger lenses. They say the smaller lenses, while trendy, don't offer a lot of coverage for your eyes and the skin around them.
The sun can be very dangerous to the retina. It can cause solar retinopathy and also increase your risk for other retinal diseases. But not only that, it just accelerates aging, right? Just like the sun accelerates aging of the skin, it can also accelerate aging of the eye and also put you at increased risk for skin cancers.
If you don't want to throw on a big sunglass pair, you could use a wide brim hat to help protect your eyes, or just, they say, try to limit your time outdoors. But I mean, everyone wants to be outdoors.
Let's see, you got the stylish ones. You go stylish. See that?
They're small though, because this is the trender now. The smaller ones.
Are they small? But see, as we just said, it's to protect your eyes. You need the bigger honking lenses.
I used to do the big ones, you know, the kind of retro movie star ones.
Sure,
but now the smaller ones.
So here's the thing. And I had this discussion with my son not too long ago. You know, he's got a job now. He's making a little money. He's going to buy himself some expensive sunglasses.
No, he shouldn't.
I said sunglasses and underwear. You never have to buy the expensive ones. You always just buy the nice, solid,
These are
moderate.
from Target.
See?
I agree.
There
because
you go.
I lose them all the time. I actually just broke these, bought a new one, and it's perfect. That's all you need.
I like to support Jeff Bezos and his wedding plans, so I buy mine for like $9 I'm sure that $9 came in handy when they got over to Italy. But that's what and if I need a new pair, if I sit on them, if I leave them at a ball game, you just go on there and you buy another pair cheaper than a hamburger.
If they buy like $500 sunglasses, what are you going to do with that? You lose them all the time.
You're right. So that's your favorite style. I guess you go with what? See, you're young and trendy. I just get whatever's cheap.
Some of my friends do the really small ones.
Yeah?
They're really trendy. But, well,
they look nice. You're going to enjoy those when you get out to the sunshine out there. Yes.
Well, Brian, I actually have some sports news today.
I'm ready for your sports takes. Let's go.
The Texas softball team national championship tour is continuing.
I would make it last for a decade. Everyone wants to celebrate with them, including the Houston Astros. A few members of the Texas softball team this week recognized right on the field for the Astros ahead of the game on Wednesday. Pitcher Sophia Simpson told us Simpson, there's just one, told us what she values most about being a national champion.
The pride. You get to do that for the first time for your school, for your program, and being a part of that was just like spectacular. And like, I'll always be able to say I was a 2025 national championship winner. It's pretty cool.
You can't take it away from them. Once you win the championship, it's yours forever. You're forever a national champion.
Oh, I wouldn't let that down ever.
Me neither. I would get a T-shirt and wear it every day. National champion. And of course, that was part of the Director's Cup, which goes to the athletic department that wins more than any other athletic department. And for the fourth time in 5 years, Texas won that championship. So it's a good time to be a Longhorn.
Taking over the world. Wow.
You know, that's how we do it. What starts here, Malia, changes the world. They should put that on a logo or something.
I feel like that's like the SMU logo.
Is that what
World
they say?
Changers, yeah.
They're good too. They're good too.
Well, okay, Austin is also a great place for barbecue. No better place than Austin in Central Texas for it.
You are exactly right there. Very few restaurants, have been serving up good barbecue around here in Austin. As long as the county line on the hill. You've been there.
Yeah.
You know this place. They're celebrating 50 years in business this year. Take a look.
Well, I tell you what, it's all about the employees, the culture, the camaraderie, everybody working together. It's teamwork.
Don Skeeter Miller started out as a dishwasher in this building. Now he leads a county line team that stretches out over 6 restaurants. Each location, though, can trace their roots right back to the county line on the hill. They served their first meals here in Southwest Austin back in 1975.
We're always working with the food to make sure that what we put on the plate is what we did 50 years ago.
The menu has remained pretty consistent. Beef ribs, sausage, and brisket are still the favorites. And by the way, Skeeter is partial to that county line sausage.
When I come in, a lot of times I'll just go, I just need 2 links of sausage, some beans. That's what I want.
The sausage is an exclusive county line recipe, twice smoked over hardwood. The brisket smoked for 18 to 24 hours on natural green oak.
You got to cook it slow. You got to keep the fire low. You got to take your time with it. We've added peppered turkey to the menu and pork ribs. We didn't have pork ribs because we couldn't afford them. And so now we have pork ribs. Vegetarian items. A lot of people, oh, I can't go to county line. You know, they don't. Yes, we do. We have veggie kebabs. We have different things.
You heard that right. There are some veggies too now.
Happy birthday to Moo.
But don't fill up on the smoked meats and sides. Save a little room for that homemade bread and honey butter. And, of course, dessert, including homemade peach cobbler.
There were 600 restaurants in Austin when we first opened. Now there's close to 8,000. Barbecue is a big deal in Texas. Everybody does it a little differently. We've stuck to our guns on quality, service, great atmosphere. You got a bar, you got table service. All of those things are key to staying in the middle of it.
Hungry yet? In addition to the dining room, there's the porch. You saw that, those incredible views. Although the views have changed over the last 50 years, they also have a banquet room that you can rent. You can also order that to go. So if you're on your way home and you don't want to cook, order it. You can pick it right up there in front of the restaurant. If you've got friends in other places, other states, they will ship barbecue all over the country, so you can show off to all your friends. Now, we know you've got a favorite spot. We all have them. If you've got somewhere you'd like to see get some little love here on Daybreak, text us the idea to 459-9442. We're looking for these each and every week. We shoot these all the time, mainly because I'm a fat butt. I like to go eat, and they usually feed me, as they did this week. But it's fun to do these, so let us know, 459-9442, and you'll maybe see your spot right here.
I like the talking cow. It kind of reminded me of that. Y'all remember that talking bass?
Yes, we had one for
Christmas.
Wasn't it a Christmas?
Oh yeah, it is a Christmas thing, I think.
We had one for Christmas. I don't know why.
They have them for like Christmas and birthdays. Yeah. Multiple holidays.
Yeah, really? The talking fish?
Yes.
Oh,
Entertaining. You guys had some good barbecue around here?
Yeah, I actually had some last weekend.
Yeah.
KG barbecue.
Oh.
Yes.
It was like
Egyptian.
an Egyptian barbecue fusion, and it was
That's
so
unique.
good. It was so good, like delicious.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's what I like is when people come from different cultures and it's a kind of a
So
spin
cool.
and a fusion, and it's
Yeah.
interesting.
That I've never heard of that together. Egyptian and barbecue.
You gotta go
That's
try it. You gotta go try it. Really, really good.
I can't believe this place ships the barbecue out.
How about that, huh?
shocked me. I'm gonna ship some out to my family.
Put it in there, dry ice it, they'll send it right to you. Boom.
Take it home. If you can get it to the airport, you might not be able to.
I should
If there's
take some
cream and
barbecue
cheese
back.
in there.
Right, the cheese, right. Their new rules.
Got to check the creamy cheese in your
long list of weird foods this
in your check bag. Go check it out, though. If you're looking for somewhere to go this weekend, not just a meal, but an experience, County Line on the Hill. It doesn't get better than that.
Yeah. I think they're frying something up over here for us right now.
I saw.
Did
We're
you
all
see that?
excited.
Something.
We're all
I saw some
excited.
French toast.
Yeah. Some syrup, some maple. How do you guys say syrup or syrup?
Oh.
Syrup.
Syrup.
Syrup? Yeah, syrup.
Syrup. I say syrup. You say syrup?
Syrup, I think. No, syrup.
Not
Not overthinking it.
It's one syllable, syrup.
Syrup. Syrup. Okay.
Alrighty.
If you're enjoying some pancakes with some syrup.
There you go.
Morning. It's going to be what's going to be a pretty hot day ahead. We've got some Saharan dust on the way. I want to take a look at that a little bit later on, but this is what's going to be heading in our direction as we head into next week. Out the door right now, as we take a look outside, we actually have some pretty nice sky conditions across the region, mainly clear. We've been tracking just a couple clouds as we take a look out across our tower camera, looking towards downtown. A nice Friday morning shaping up. 73 degrees out of the airport. We're at 73 for Camp Mabry right now. We've got what's been kind of another muggy start to the morning, but a very typical late June morning at that. What we have seen that's been a little bit of atypicalness for the past 2 days has been that chance for showers that we've had since about Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Areas along and east of I-35. We got some decent downpours, some thunderstorms across the area that produced some nice needed rain. That stops today, though. We're looking at a drying trend kicking off for your Friday Friday. Dry to start, and we won't see much rain at all today. That source of moisture that's still kind of trickling in across the south and east has now kind of reduced to just a trickle. We're shutting off that hose of moisture that we've had for the past few days and kind of resuming with this a more average summertime weather pattern where we've got the drier, hotter conditions. Today, some clouds to start, mostly sunny as we take you into this afternoon. I do think a couple of us could see a little stray shower try to just eke its way into the area. That'll be mainly for the coastal plain. So east of I-35, little spot shower will be possible. Most of us, though, no rain today. We say dry as we head into your Friday night. Saturday, tomorrow, featuring a few passing clouds, and tomorrow, same kind of thing. Chance for a shower will only be at about a 10% chance. It'll be very few and far between. And again, east of I-35, hill country, you should be completely dry as we head into your Saturday. 98 degrees for high temperature today, mostly sunny with those winds out of the south-southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Heading into tonight, we keep it mild in the middle 70s. The sunset, by the way, 8:37 with those winds that will still remain out of the south and east as we head into tonight. Saharan dust right now is located out across parts of the Caribbean all the way up through even South Florida. This will continue to push westward eventually into the Gulf as we head into tomorrow, arriving across central Texas by late Sunday. So by late Sunday afternoon, you may notice a little bit of haze. It won't be very heavy concentrations of the dust yet, but by Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, look at how this kind of fills back into the area. So I'm expecting a hazy looking sky Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, reduced air quality as well, along with those kind of monochromatic sunrises and sunsets. A brief little break from the haze as we head into Thursday. We'll start to see this track out, but I think for Friday, 4th of July, we could have another plume trying to make its way in, which could actually make for some pretty interesting firework displays across the area with some of that haze being coupled in there. Now, what we will see with the Saharan dust, so those rain chances will be squashed, and also if you have respiratory issues, that the air quality will be lowered. So Tuesday right now likely going to be featuring the highest concentrations of the dust. If you have respiratory illnesses, I'd recommend Tuesday trying to stay indoors. It's going to be very hot anyway, so not very pleasant to be outside regardless, but hot and hazy, that'll be the name of the game. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday as we head into the first little bit of July. We're talking about high temperatures that will approach the triple digits. I still think it's a possibility for both Tuesday and Wednesday that will get there for the Austin area. And no rain in sight as we head into next week. All that Saharan dust will continue to limit our rain chances for the next several days.
Whoa, you made an interesting point with the haze mixed in with the fireworks. I feel like the local departments are going to be struggling to figure out what's actually on fire. My goodness. It is 7:45. It is Friday. And, you know, we're moving right along, but it's not very fast. And once again, if you were just waking up or just hopping on with us here on KVUE Plus, we are still seeing those delays coming and going from Jollyville, really on both sides of the highway here. So about 23 miles per hour if you are traveling southbound, and really the same for this stretch because of two separate crashes sandwiched together on top of some of those closures today. So it's been kind of a broken record honing in on this area, but it really has been a tough commute, really adding in quite a bit of extra time for anyone heading out towards the Cedar Park area. This is actually about to be cleared. This has been going on for the last hour in Montopolis on the 183 service road, not impacting main lane travel. But as you can see, a lot of us are not going very fast today. It just unfortunately was one of those days. And, you know, Fridays can be like that. Everyone's just kind of getting that head start to the weekend. But overall, we're shaving off a little bit of time here and there. So just be real careful as we're heading out. And, you know, should be a wonderful weekend here in Austin.
Okay, well, today is the big day. We've been talking about it a bunch. Amazon founder Jeff Bezos and his fiancée Lauren Sanchez are set to get married tonight in Venice, Italy. The celebrity guest list includes Oprah Winfrey, Kim Kardashian, I've seen them on boats already, Usher, and Orlando Bloom. Well, the details of the nuptials have been a tightly kept secret, actually, as have the reported locations for the 3 days of parties and receptions. But this is the big kicker. The wedding has divided Venice. The estimated cost of this wedding, get this, $46 to $56 million. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Wow. The Veneto governor Luca Zaia defended the wedding as economic and reputational boom for Venice, but some activists argue it's an exploitation of the city by Bezos. While ordinary residents are really suffering from over-tourism out there, high housing costs, and the constant threat of climate-induced flooding out there. I know I've seen some protests out there. They've already put big signs and things. Crazy. I know y'all have some hot takes about it.
Not into it.
I'm sorry.
Not into it.
Doesn't it feel like Hunger Games? It feels like Hunger Games to me. I'm like, there's so many people that are struggling, and it's...
A $50 million wedding. That's
crazy.
I would like a full list breakdown of where everything's going.
Your itemized receipt. Yes, I like that idea.
What is it that what amounts to $50 million in that wedding? Like, that's what I want to know.
How much is the dress?
What is it going to look like?
Yeah. And they're probably like, just get out of here, they're already so sick of Americans, I feel like, over there. So we're just kind of really adding to that.
That's probably the worst for a big wedding like that to come to Venice.
Obnoxious.
Yeah.
Super rich people are so unlikable.
I know.
I appreciate the hard work they put in. It's their money. They can do whatever the heck they want with it. But I don't have to like you. I don't like them.
But that's how
I just don't like any of them.
That's how they think they're going to get you to like them, though.
Right.
And it's the exact opposite.
Interesting.
To what
I'm sure
end,
there's
though?
some people that do. Some people are fascinated by it.
Well, yeah,
You're right.
I think
You're right.
Yeah, the people who are interested are like really want that.
Yes.
Like they idolize that life.
Yes.
Then,
I do think.
If you can see past it.
Look at
I would think the vast majority of people are not very interested in the wedding.
You don't think?
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I think
would agree.
Yvonne's actually there, isn't she? No, I'm kidding.
She's at the. Yvonne is
She got
actually.
an invite.
We might as well break it now. She's actually at. No, she is not. She is not at to it. But it has been fun to watch the reaction to people with kind of our. I think we're all in agreement here that. Who cares? At the end of the day, I don't really care.
Well, and that's the thing. That was just all the pregame. We haven't even gotten to the whole ceremony yet. So I'm like, what are they going to? Are they going to shoot them out of rockets?
Probably.
You know what? He has some rockets
on board, right? Yeah.
You might not be far
Maybe
off.
that's the plan.
That oddly shaped thing he's got, and have them all shoot out of there.
Oh my gosh.
You might not be too far off.
Oh gosh.
Well, we wish them the best. Happiness forever.
We just rinsed the whole thing.
Yeah.
We're terrible. Okay.
We're just jealous, I think. Okay, people across the Southeast. Look at this. This might be the wedding preparation. People across southeastern United States.
Oh my gosh.
There they go. There's Lauren and Jeff on their way to Mars. This was in the skies over southeast United States, Georgia, all the way to Virginia, to Tennessee. Heard the loud boom, saw the flashing lights. National Weather Service people say it was likely a meteorite or maybe falling space debris. In Georgia, officials say part of it crashed through a home there, damaged the roof of the home and the floor of the home. A driver caught it on dash cam. That's part of this video.
I think it's just like a once in a lifetime experience, It's really, really cool to see, but just definitely out the ordinary.
I'm not convinced that's not Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez. Now that I think of it. Earth hit by thousands of meteorites each year. Despite the drama, no injuries were reported. That's the good thing. It was cool to see, but nobody was hurt.
I was joking it was Lilo, or it was Stitch flying in. A little alien that landed.
Well, that would have been fun.
It's so weird to see. It just disappears.
Have y'all ever seen anything like that? An anomaly or something in the sky that
I
you
saw
thought was...
shooting star once.
Shooting stars are technically burning meteors in the sky.
It's kind of beautiful. It's amazing.
They're just very far away. That one happened to land on Earth.
Yeah, hit a
I
house.
think I'm missing out. I've never seen a shooting star.
You're young. You got plenty of time.
Maybe this next week when you're just laying under the the beach or whatever. I don't know where I was going with that. Sorry.
Fun to see.
With the fireworks and then a shooting star. That would be perfect.
There you go. Win-win, just for the 4th of July.
Manifesting those for you.
Well, I got some major fashion news for y'all.
All right.
Okay, so a major shift is coming here to Vogue. Anna Wintour is looking for a new head of editorial content for the U.S. edition of the magazine. The legendary editor-in-chief, she's held the role since 1988. She's going to stay on, though, as global editorial director at Vogue and chief content officer at Condé Nast. At Wintour, she's now 75, continues to oversee a range of top publications, but this is going to mark a new chapter for the iconic fashion brand. The news follows her successful run leading the 2025 Met Gala earlier this year.
She's got to find her little Anne Hathaway.
Yeah.
This is Devil Wears Prada. This is the entire story.
I just Googled that. Look, that's what I just Googled. Is that who Devil Wears Prada was based on?
Yeah, was it?
I don't know.
Yeah, it is.
Was it?
They based it on Anna Wintour.
Okay.
Meryl Streep's character.
Because she's kind of cutthroat. What
Oh, yeah.
You know all the things, right?
Oh, yeah. She's it was an era for Anna Wintour, and I mean, it's going to be very different without her, because it really changes the direction of what the magazine looks like the best. If y'all know Diana Vreeland back in the day, it was 60s and 70s, she was the editor. Back when they had editor-in-chiefs, they've changed the roles around to different titles now, but back when they had editor-in-chief, she did a bunch of global shoots, so she would take them across different countries and do different covers like that, and it was really interesting to see. And she put Twiggy on the magazine, if y'all know, back in the day, so that was really it's interesting how the direction changes. So we'll see what's next.
Interesting. She's got a great career.
Good sense
I know. Look at you. Very knowledgeable.
Fashion media major as well.
There you go.
I love it. All right, before we go, 3 things to know this Friday morning as you get ready for the weekend. The Hamilton Pool Preserve will be closed to swimmers this weekend. Don't head out there trying to take a dip. Travis County Parks Department recently said rain and high bacteria levels in the water, making it not safe to swim at this time. Might be open by next Thursday, July the 3rd. They'll keep you posted. They also say when it opens, only a limited portion of the pool will be available because there are also some rocks that could potentially fall there. Now, hiking is still available there.
And Austin ISD leaders finally have a turnaround plan for 3 schools. All 3 of them, they've got failing grades from the Texas Education Agency over the last several years. District announced last night at their board meeting they're going to do a district managed restart plan. It means the campuses are going to stay open but have some changes to them. So the Accelerating Campus Excellence, or ACE model, it's going to cost them about $1.7 million per campus. But if reading and math scores at these schools don't improve with that ACE model by mid-2026, the district could start to work with outside partners like a charter school to help them out. The plan's also going to add more staff. But one teacher at Webb Middle School is frustrated that many of their teachers have actually started to already leave.
Affecting a lot of people and a lot of families, those decisions they're making. Starting today and running through the weekend, We Are Blood's Battle of the Badges is back. A blood drive competition between local first responders, police, fire, EMS, Travis County Sheriff's Department, all working to try and boost the summer blood supply. It's an important time to do that. Donors, now, if you donate, you get a free taco from Rudy's, a breakfast taco, the Battle of the Badges t-shirt. You also get one of those. And you can vote for your favorite agency. You can book an appointment now, weareblood.org.
And a final check on that 7-day forecast. It is Friday. We're saying goodbye, unfortunately, to the nice shower and thunderstorm activity that we've had over the past few days. And hello to this more kind of typical July-like forecast. July is actually our second driest month out of the year in Central Texas, and it's looking a whole lot like it as we head into it. For the weekend, last weekend of June, hot and hazy and humid. That haze rolling in for Sunday afternoon. 10% chance for a stray shower for tomorrow. And then we'll be looking at what's just going to be more haze. Sahara and dust remaining heavy through Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday with highs near 100 degrees.
Just getting started. Y'all ready?
Hot and dusty, just like we like it.
Yep. We know the drill. We sure do. And thank you so very much for joining us once again on Daybreak Plus. We will see you. No, we won't. Tomorrow's Saturday.
I won't see you.
I won't see you for a
We'll
week.
be sleeping in. But we'll see you again on Monday and do this all over again. Thank you.
Have a